All right. We're back. Football Vision. In the house. Well, what a lovely Wednesday evening is. I hope you've had a good week. I've had a bit of grief with my design team this week. You know, they've been off sick. A couple of them. So, they didn't hit their KPIs. As a result, there's a few features we were hoping to demo this week that didn't get done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that Seamus and Paddy were unwell this week. Really bad week to be unwell, isn't it? With all the lovely weather. I bet you missed out on a few barbecues there. Wishing you the best. But yeah, as a result, unfortunately we can't show you the brand new logo. So sorry about that. You'll have to wait till next week. Anyway, on we go. So you know how it goes on this stream. We play rapid chess. And as you can hear, the sound behind the scenes, there's a game beginning, which we're about to switch into here. Alright, so how did this game go? Well, I played e4. Let's go back here. I played e4, my opponent played e5, knight f3. It's been a long day. Shall we replenish the glass? Knight c6. Standard move. Yeah, my media team, shocking performance this week. They were supposed to have a whole new playlist ready. What did they do? The square root of not much. Bishop c5. Okay, we could go into a Dubov Italian. Yeah, might have to do some recruitment. Alright, okay, opponent plays knight 6 as you do. b4, bishop b6, and we'll throw in d4. Don't really play this line so much anymore, but let's see what happens. It's a lot of fun if nothing else. d4 here, I think. Take the d4 pawn, we're going to push e5. And it turns into a big mess. A big mess. Mess on the board. Let's see what happens. What I'm thinking is going to happen is they take on d4, we push e5, they go d5, which is the standard way to sort of respond to the e5 pawn hitting your f6 knight. You play d5 and say, I'm not going to move my knight, which is attacked. Instead, I'm going to attack your bishop. Which is one of the reasons why bishop c4 is not, well, for a long time wasn't favourable. Wasn't the most favourable move in the position where it was played, and instead bishop b5 was typically the stronger, considered the stronger move. The Spanish. But these days, people seem to prefer the Italian. Well, our opponent has gone into a deep think. They've tanked, as they say. I tanked a few times last week. My mission this week is not to tank d5. That is mental. That is insane. Alright, so if we take this, they could take us. Yeah, probably we don't want that. But we could just take on d5. Okay, we've got so many options. We've got too many options. Why are they making us think this early in the stream? Light Yagami. 1994. Oh, just 994. Alright, too many options. We could take on... bishop's attacked, right? We could take on e5 and attack their knight. But then when they take our bishop... we could trade queens... There, we take this, they take us back, and we didn't we win a pawn there? I think maybe we did. So if we take this, but we gave them the bishop pair. More likely they'll play knight takes here, e4, I think. But then bishop d5 actually attacks this knight. And, quite often the knight, when it lands on e4, it attacks c3, and there's a black pawn on d4, but there isn't in this line. A lot to calculate. Or we could take on d5, knight takes, and then just play knight takes e5, knight takes, pawn takes. attacking this d5 knight. I mean, that looks equally good. Yeah, I'm not sure which I prefer. It's a big decision. This somehow feels suspect. I mean, I give up the bishop pair there. Take on e5. They take on c4. We trade queens. And we win a pawn in... Maybe both moves are good. We win a pawn in that line. If we take on d5... And they've not... They could play e4, I guess, but then... Takes... Nah, we pick up on f3, so... I don't know. I'm just going to take on d5. Radio silence. All right, cheers. It's that time. Okay. Game 1 is looking tasty. We've captured on d5. So what are we expecting? I mean, if you play knight takes d5, then we're going to play knight takes... maybe then the idea is, no, we can't take on c3. Again, there's no pawn on d4. Because usually there's a black pawn here on d4. Okay, so maybe d5 was just a mistake. Not seen it played in this line. I think there are other moves that are more common. Probably better. But, you know, like Yagimi 994, no slouch. e4, yeah, okay, we saw this line. We take on c6, they take us. We take on f3 and they can't take the pawn back, or maybe they can. We'll capture with check, and we're winning second pawn. Bishop d7 might be the idea. I would just go back to f3, I think. So what are we missing? We take here. Is there any alternative to capturing the knight? Don't think so. I can't see one. This looks uber risky for our opponent. Now, when they take our knight in f3, it's not mandatory that we play queen takes f3. There might be something better. It looks like we're just winning 2 pawns, f4. Nothing. Queen f3, or we could castle, but then they're going to take on g2. I don't like that. Bishop g4 might be what they have in mind. And then just queen e3 and castles. Yeah, they probably want bishop g4. Okay, so let's calculate that line. Well, I guess we play queen e3 check. They might win this back, okay, but we still want a pawn, and then we can castle. And get our king out of the danger zone. Boom arms on the other side, hard to drink. Got to drink left-handed. Feels weird. All right. Suggestions, music suggestions. If you got any, email the stream. Email Full Ball Vision. Well, not email, you know what I mean. Get in touch however you do that. You young'uns. Oh, they didn't want bishop g4. Okay, but now we can take on c6 and on bishop d7, which looks like the only reasonable move. We can drop back to f3. And then it looks like we can just deal with everything, but we don't have to take this. We can castle, and if they defend that pawn with like bishop d7, then we've got rook e1. So we can castle. How else could they defend this pawn? I don't know. So I'm thinking we'll castle, they'll castle, and then if we take the c6, I mean, let's not bother. Let's just play bishop g5, and let's prevent bishop g4 being a threat. Yeah, let's just castle. No need to rush to take this material. I think our position's really good. We should focus on just developing our pieces and not allowing them having any counterplay. I think Good old Harris Heller. What a service community. Yeah, they have castled. Okay, bishop g5. I mean, why not? Why not? Okay, we are allowing them to play a move like queen d6. Yeah. Don't know. I don't think it's a bishop pair that's really any good in this position. c5 is never a move. We're going to threaten these kind of things. We're just going to bring our knight to the middle of the board. I mean, do we pinch? Or do we just go for torture? I think we just try and create all of the pawn weaknesses, give our opponent the bishop pair, develop the pieces, and we should have a good position. Keep an eye on the clock. Always end up in time trouble. Queen d6, yep, expected. Now they could keep pieces on, I guess, if they captured like this. But that somehow feels like it's just not going to work. We're going to get knight d2, e4 in if they play gf, but they might be forced to just to try and get something happening. But knight d2 is an immediate threat of knight e4, which forks. Yeah, okay, so let's go. Now there's no bishop g4. The only idea I think that they're going to come up with is king h8, rook g8, but it's too slow. Knight e4, surely. Surely. Dunno. They wanted f5. Okay. Maybe now queen h5 and plonk the knight on f3. Or we could play bishop d3. I like the fact that the bishop is pinning the f7 pawn. So maybe we could just try and plonk a rook on e5, which is great. Dark square that cannot be challenged because this bishop is in such a terrible position. Which rook? Yeah, let's go this one. Rook e1. If they play bishop e6, I think we just do nothing. Play rook e5. Just do nothing. Play rook e5, and then if they trade, we attack the queen, and we hit f5 twice. So they'd have to... I don't know. I don't know what. Bishop e6. Okay, rook e5. Can they play f6? No, they'll hang the bishop. Can they capture and play f6? No, we take the pawn. So I think we're just good to go. Rook e5. Swanning into the king side. Hello, I'm a rook. What are you going to do? Bishop d4. What the hell is that? All right, opponent finds an insane piece sacrifice. They want to take here with the queen. Okay, we could take back the bishop. We can take the rook. Sorry, the bishop. We could play rook takes bishop if we need to somehow try to bail out. Play bishop takes bishop. But then they'll probably take our rook. So maybe we take here and then what? Queen d4? I mean, it does attack everything. Right, but I mean, we can just liquidate. Queen takes rook. Bishop f5. They have gained the material back in that line. Okay, so they take on d4, queen d4. Yeah. What about rook e6 takes, bishop takes check, king moves. That's a way out, but it's not ideal. Okay, if they take queen takes. There's queen g3, which defends the rook. And then we can liquidate. Okay. Queen g3 check. Ah, there was actually queen g3 check in that position. Okay, so we should get a piece out of this. Yes, queen d4. All right, so is there anything better than queen g3 check, which defends the rook, and then bishop takes e6? Bishop takes e6, fe, and then put the knight somewhere like knight b3. Oh, hang on, they've got bishop takes. Oh, no, this is a check. This is a check. Okay, a bit slow on the uptake. Now we're going to take this bishop. What if they take the knight? Then we can play bishop takes f5. Yeah, okay. Oh shit, they're attacking this rook. Okay, there we go here. After they take our rook. Okay, that's not good. Okay, but we can play rook d1. Takes. Okay, everything's hanging. Okay, rook here. Bishop takes. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. So we can play knight f1. Is there a way out? I think we have to move this rook. If it gets captured, we got knight f1. And we're currently in exchange. What are we up? We're a piece up. No, we'll lose an exchange. Okay. Okay, but we're only set to lose this piece. Okay, so we'll have a good endgame, I think. Is there anything better? Knight b3? Queen takes. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay, we'll give this piece back. We're actually material down, but I think we'll take the f5 pawn, and the king's wide open. And if we take the f5 pawn, we'll also be threatening queen e5 check. So well played. Opponent found a good sacrifice there in the middle of the board. Wow, well done. So maybe queen g3 wasn't the move. You know, maybe I should have gone rook e1 to protect. But then my bishop was hanging. So. But maybe it helps my opponent now that king's on h8. I'm not sure. Hard to say. Okay, well, how's it going? Complex position. I think we're going to have the better endgame if the line that I think is about to occurs. Maybe they'll take the knight. No, I don't think so. Okay, so if queen takes knight, we've got bishop e6, at least. Fe, rook takes e6, probably with a better endgame. If they take the bishop, with their bishop, of course. And then, interesting. We don't have to capture it, but we could do, and then play rook f5, threatening queen e5. This diagonal looks a bit weak for the second player. But yeah, once again, low on the clock, innit? Low on the clock. I tanked. First game, lads. First frame. First frame. Look at that blurred backdrop. Look at that. Yeah, you wouldn't know that was a tub of dog food, would you? You wouldn't know there's a Hoover next to that. That's one thing my media team did do this week. They figured out how to blur the background. You know, 3 people, a week's work. I'm not sure. I think we need to do some recruitment. You know, Seamus had a glowing reference. Interesting. Did take the knight, which I wasn't expecting. Okay, but this looks... alright, we don't have to take the pawn. We do not have to take the pawn. know what might be a good move? Rook e3. That might be a good move. Rook e3, because we want queen e5. What are they thinking about? What have we done wrong? Are they thinking that rook e8 might be a move for them? Is that what they're thinking? Or maybe they're just thinking whether capturing this bishop is perilous. I don't know. I get worried when my opponent doesn't play what I think is an only move. If they pin this bishop to a rook, it doesn't work, I don't think. We just take the pawn. When they capture back, we don't have to capture with the rook, which, you know, might have back rank problems associated with it. We take with the queen, and it's a check, so... Okay, they've gone to... Okay, interesting. Can we do something about that? Yeah, I think we can. I think we can go here. And now if they take the bishop, we take with the queen. And I think we've got a lot going for us. They're making it difficult though. That might not have been the best. There was queen e3, which was forcing a trade of rooks, but they're only going to rook ending. Kind of want to keep the queens on. This queen is decent, but it's not threatening anything at the moment. Now then, if they take and play a rook like this, a to e8, we've got queen f6 check, which is going to be horrendous. So our queen looks like it's stable on e6, which is great. And what's even better is we're threatening to take this. Now they could play rook e8. Yeah, right, good move. If we take this, they take this, threatening a mate. So what we should do is what? What should we do? Play a move? Alright, what about this? Now if the queen moves, we might get some like queen b2 or c3 check-in, which might allow us to capture this f5 pawn. If we get on this diagonal, that's great. Okay, we can get on the diagonal, and probably this is the way to do it. And I think we've saved our bishop, right? Because we've now got bishop b3, and if they take here, thinking it's a back ranker, well, it isn't anyway. Because oh shit, they're threatening this. Oh, amazing. Okay, look at this move. Boom. You beauty. This rook is pinned, this rook is attacked, this bishop is defending here. So they've got to trade, we take back, but the problem is they can't take here because that's a back rank mate, because the rook's pinned. All we have to do is bring our bishop back to f3, and then we've saved the game. 10 seconds left, got to win this endgame. Feeling the nerves. Good move, bishop d5. I don't think they can trade, right? Oh, we have to take back with the queen, but it's the same. Ah, no, we can take back with the rook. There's no back ranker. Wow. Rook takes e2, rook takes e2. Pick up the bishop, then you get back rank mated. Otherwise, what do you do? Difficult. Difficult. What you've got to do is try and win on time. Bishop d5, or we just take it. It's the same thing. Ah, good move, good move. Can we... All right. And now, how do we defend the back rank mate? Like this. They can't take here because that's a mate. We've defended our situation here. This pawn, this rook is pinned. Next move, we're just going to take that pawn. Or we're just going to take it like this because, boom, we still defend. And we're still threatening the back rank mate. So how are they going to wriggle out of this? I don't see it. You can't prevent this move. You've got to play this. Then there's going to be a queen c2 check. Things are going to start coming off. We've got an extra rook. So we should be okay. But you know, it's a time scramble. Anything can happen. We should focus really, instead of waffling. You know, focus isn't really... Yeah, go on, resign. Resign. Good game. Good game. Good I normally lose in kind of games. I mean, very good sacrifice there on d4 by our opponent. You know what else my design team promised me? An analysis board. Did I get one? No, I'm about to make my own. Look. But let's have a quick look. I'm interested. So if we just cycle back to that d4 move. Bishop takes d4 somewhere. Where was it? Was it beauty? Here we go. Okay, so our opponent played bishop takes d4, which apparently is not good. Rook e1. Yeah, that was better. Okay, but we played queen g3, which is the next best move, so that's not bad. And then rook a1. So we did find a good path, but maybe we erred around here. Okay, we're still in good shape. According to the engine, that wasn't the best move. Bishop c4? Haha, nice. Okay, so you deal with the back rank mate. Bishop c4. So if they capture and try a back ranker, then you've got bishop f1. Okay, so that was a clear way to defend the piece. Or save the piece. But this also worked. That was such a clever move from them. Rook e4. Really good attempt. Oh no, maybe there's not much else to do. You take the piece and yeah, hold rook up. Alright, good game. Ooh, bit nervy. A little bit nervy. Alright, well, let's move in. Any followers of the stream, do feel free to challenge. You know, get yourself on the stream. Win yourself a full board vision mug if you win the game. What do you mean show us the full board vision mug? You have to come on stream and win a game. Then I'll show you the mug. Alright, where are we? Here we are. Caro-Kann. We got white again. I played e4. My opponent played c6. We're in a Caro-Kann. Not my best opening. Okay. Let's try it out. We're going to trade and play bishop d3. Trying to get bishop f4 in soon, because this diagonal is always really important somehow in the Caro. And see how that goes. 2161, Aslan 1900. Knight f6. Play bishop c f4 straight away. So I feel like we should go c3 first, but I don't really know why. So they're going to play e5 maybe? I don't think so. Weird gambit. Let's see. Bishop f4. Crank up the volume. I mean for me, not for you. Alright, so they attack this. There's two ways to defend it. Maybe there's another. Do we want to defend it? I quite like c3 so we can play queen b3, so I'm going to do that. You know, maybe there's a world in which we can castle long and get away from things. We can also play bishop f3, bishop g4, and then a queen b3, saying, yeah, okay, double the pawns, but see what happens on the queen side. Or queen b3 first, which would then leave knight f3, you know, subject to no kind of pin. You can bring the knight to e5. I quite like queen b3. Maybe queen c2 is also okay. Queen b3. Is it a silly idea? Does it do anything? Let's give it a go. And it prevents his bishop from moving in a way because the b7 pawn is hanging. If the bishop moves. Yeah, and I saw this move and thought, okay, yeah, I'll just go queen c2 or queen a4. Queen a4 is bishop d7, and then there's no bishop b5, which sometimes works because his pawn is pinned, but not with a knight on a5. So let's come back to c2. Did this work in our favor? Are they going to play knight c4? They're going to play bishop g4. Okay, but if we can get this guy off this diagonal, then this is going to be an annoying move to face. Or it could be an annoying move to face. So maybe just h3 and say, where are you going to go? Don't think there's any threats. Again, miles behind on time. Too much what? Okay, so they've done that. So can we go queen a5, a4, b5, bishop e5, takes, queen takes. Yeah, I don't think that really works. We could go g4. We could just do it and play knight f3, because then the e5 square is just looking great. So we could do that. Or we could play knight d2, so we can play knight f3 next. So we don't commit g4. It's difficult. I feel like g4 is kind of okay. Like, where's the kingside attack? Bishop g6. Okay, right, so that might happen. So maybe knight d2 is better. Didn't like bishop g6, and then a trade on d3, and then knight c4. But with a knight on d2, that's not going to happen. So now we can come in here. And okay, bishop g6 played. We could go here with the idea that that knight's just a bit of a monster. We've got control now of c4 square, so I quite like that. Do we need to do it already? Can we castle? Should we castle? When does this work? Okay, I think we should just go knight e5 before we commit to castling either side. We're going to lose the dark light square bishop. So is our opponent. And I don't mind that. Don't mind it. Let's see what happens. Our opponent is playing fast, which is one way of playing, but is it good? Hey, what about this? Oh no, that doesn't work. Okay, let's castle. I think we should castle short. Don't know about long castles at the moment. With the c file being open, it looks a bit wrong. So let's castle like so. We can drop our bishop back in the event of knight h5, so we're not worried about that. Probably they're going to castle short, yep. And we've got a good position. I mean, knight f3, rook e1, bishop h2, and then f4. We can't play f4 there, but... I think knight f3, so... I mean, why not? Knight c4 is kind of annoying, because we expose our bishop to capture, so that's something we don't really want. So maybe we should play bishop h2 with the idea of playing f4, f5. Maybe that's what we should do. First, let's bring this rook to the e file. Yeah, so maybe bishop h2 and then just want to play f4. And then our position kind of makes sense because both of our rooks are in good shape, right? So they're going to play the standard like b5, b4 thing. We don't really want to push b4 because then this pawn looks a bit weird. They're going to play b4. What are we going to do about it? We could just play a3 just to stop all of that, right? Yes, this weakens the b3 square, but when our knight's on d2, are we really worried about that? Worried? Worried. Are we worried? He was worried, he was. Oh, you were worried. That's Yorkshire. So he was worried. Did I tell you I'm from Yorkshire? Well, actually, I was born in Lancashire, but don't tell the Yorkshire folk that. Right, queen c7. Okay, so now this knight's pinned to this bishop. Perhaps another reason why we should play bishop h2 and f4. Do you want to play bishop h2 or bishop g3? Bishop g3, knight h5 is going to harass it. So let's bring the bishop back. And then we can just carry on with f4. f4, f5. Get our queen to f5. Try to attack. Alright, so far our opponent used about 30 seconds and we used 5 minutes. That's why they're 21.61 and we're somewhat lower. But that's all right, you know, because I think we've got a good position. F4. Don't want to move this knight from D2. It's doing a good job of protecting C4 and B3. And you know, okay, the opponent's really going for the one idea. Now this is fine. If you play F6, we bring it on. E6 is going to be very weak. They're not going to play F6. And now taking this knight does not look attractive at all in the slightest. This bishop will have to go back to E7. We've got a strong center, and our rooks are just flexing. So it looks good. Looks good to me. So maybe rook E3. You know, how can we bring the rooks into the game more? We don't want to play F5 straight away because we'll lose something here. And I don't think we want to protect to prepare F5 because then the knight is going to hop into either B3 or C4, and we don't want that. We need to slowly improve the position. Okay, that was very unexpected. Ah, they want to make B2 a weakness. Okay, understood. Well, maybe we can't help that, but maybe it's not so bad. Okay, is there any world in which there is some play here? I don't think so. So Queen C2, I'm going to stick on this diagonal. And you know, maybe we can just protect B2 from the second rank. Didn't expect that at all. Okay, what's going on here? F6 now? Means E6 is really weak. Surely they're going to play rook A B8. And maybe like Queen B6 and just try to attack B2. They've done rook FB8. Okay, rook F4 though now. We're just going to bring the rook in. You know, just start making things difficult. Don't see a problem yet. Going to play rook E2 against, you know, Queen C7 or Queen B7. B6, sorry, or B7. We can't gambit that pawn. Ah, okay. Ah, that's kind of clever. If we do come with the rook H6, then we can think about sacking the bishop over there, I'm sure. I'm sure we can. Because there's literally no protection at all on the king side. I mean, okay, they played knight F8 instead. Okay. Then what do we do? Maybe we target F7. Rook F1. Oh shit. Then we're going to have to go into an endgame with two rooks against a queen. Unless we play rook B1. Yeah, but then Queen B6. So we go here, then Queen B6, and then we've got problems. Okay, looks like we've been outplayed. Okay, but maybe there's a world where we survive. What about this? Rook F4. They take on B2. Do we have time to take on F7? Queen F7. Rook F7. They take our queen. Yeah, not good. Okay, rook F1 was a bad move. What should we do? How do we... Okay, just gambit the pawn. Play Queen D1. I think that's what we've got to do. Yep. So either Queen C1 or Queen D1. I like Queen D1 somehow. I think we're getting more value out of Queen D1. But honestly, fuck, they're going to play Rook B1. Or are they? If they play Rook B1, then maybe we will get the pawn back. If you see what I mean. We'll get 2 rooks for the queen, which is worth a pawn. Okay, that's a classy move from them. What if we go here now, though? What if we go here? F6 doesn't work. You can't. You could play this. You could play this. We should have gone queen c1, keeping an eye on this rook. And also defending this pawn. Okay, shall we... Should we try that? Then is there some queen h5 or queen f3 and try this bishop's out of the game. Knight's kind of doing a good job. Okay, queen h5. Now, how do you defend this? Maybe you play rook b7. Kind of okay with that. Knight g6. Okay, it's kind of different now. It's kind of different. Kind of want to get to this square. And then we're threatening this. If they take, then we've got this. And I think that's bad. So let's do queen g5. Oh, they're attacking our rook. Okay, we've got no choice. Yeah, well played. And then... the worst queen in the world. They're going to check us. They're going to bring us here. And there are no knight checks in that position, at least. Is there a world in which something good happens here? Could give a check. I think we have to give a check and play bishop g3 to get the bishop into the game. Now we might get some counterplay if we manage to bring our queen up here. Okay, so maybe queen g4 actually is a good move. Yeah, queen g4. Okay. Okay, now bishop f4. Right? Bishop h6 is the threat. These rooks are great, but the action is at the moment on the king side. If they give a check, we hide nicely on h2. And we're still threatening bishop h6. How do they meet the threat? Ooh, can't we put bishop h6? They're going to advance, we're going to trade, and then we're going to take on e6. And we might just have enough counterplay there. Maybe even be better there, because our e5 pawn is going to be passed. So what do you do now? Rook b, yeah, okay. That's what you do. Okay. Not sure what we're doing here, but we want bishop b4. No, we can't play that anymore. Alright, this game is over. Well played. Okay, so all we can do is try to grovel. Rook b7 was always the move to defend g7. And this is lights out. We should resign. Alright, if we get the queen to d8, does that give us any options? I'm not sure it does. Okay, what can we do here? I'm not sure what we can do. Let's just bishop f4. We'll bring the queen up. Okay. Now, a nice thing about this is that our bishop covers h2. So after we lose the g2 pawn, we sit on h1 and we're okay. Or are we? There's rook f2. not got any way of saving this bishop in an amusing way. Oh yeah, we can do this actually. Oh, mate, of course. Well done. We got outplayed. Fair dues. Difficult. We shouldn't have allowed that our b2 pawn to become so weak. Oh, media team, where are you? That made that game very difficult, but fair play. Opponent played well. Fair play to them. All right, 1-1. All right, let's bet in. Let's bet in for a new game. All right, here we go. All right, we've got the black pieces. All right, so how did this game begin? Well, our opponent played e4. We went e5. They played knight f3, and yeah, the standard. All right, bishop c4. Go knight f6. The two knights, everyone's favorite. d3, bishop e7. Can play bishop c5 there. A bit more active. But I like this line because we can play d5 more often in this line, which is what I want to do. So, pick an opening variation that kind of feels natural. Rook e1. Okay, normally they play c3 there. I think we're going to go d6 now because we can't go d5 now. The rook's attacking our e5 pawn. So d6. And now at least we're threatening to bring the knight out to a5. Now that d6 protects our e5 pawn. Now c3, maybe we can do that. And I think we should. Because I don't know what else we're going to do. So let's go. Knight a5, we attack the c4 bishop. Okay. Now then. Opponent is saying, yeah, okay, I'm gonna wander off back to c2. So what we want is to play d5, which is kind of more available now the bishop is not on c4. So it doesn't defend the d5 square. But I feel like, maybe we should just set this in motion, play b5 and c5, and then bring the knight back to c6, and try and play d4. Somehow. Maybe with bishop b7. At least we've got some space on the queen side. I think probably this is the worst piece in the position, so let's bring it back. Okay, that kind of scuppered the plan of bishop b7 and d5 because now our knight's in the way. We can play d5. I think what we really want is rook e8 and maybe bishop f8 to defend e5 a second time, and then we can push. Maybe we can do the same thing with queen c7. Yeah, maybe queen c7 straight away also works. Well, let's try. It's not a bad square for the queen. They're going to play knight f1, knight g3 and do their thing. We're going to try and get d5 in. They take. We are protecting. We get our knight here. I mean, we can play d5, I think. I don't see a immediate problem with it, so it feels a bit premature that maybe we should do rook e8. So let's go rook e8. It just feels right somehow. Overprotect this guy, which is, I mean, we don't protect it yet, but when this bishop moves, we'll overprotect it. Maybe bishop f8 now or d5. They're going to go knight f5 at some point. I think bishop f8. Unless I'm missing something. It's one of these maneuvering games, isn't it? A slow maneuver. Bishop g5. Did we kind of hang that? Yeah, I guess we did. Bishop was doing a good job on e7, defending the f6 knight. So bishop g5 now looks annoying. And if I'm going to play bishop e7 in response, putting the bishop back whence it came, that doesn't make much sense. But instead they play bishop e3. Okay, now now d5. This is protected. Kind of good news for us is that when we take on d5, we attack the e3 bishop, which is good. Yeah. Bishop pair. Get rid of one of them. Okay, so we kind of got the position that we wanted. Bishop doesn't look great. Maybe we should have played g6, because bishop g5 is still an annoying threat. But I mean, yeah, if they do that now, we can just play bishop e7. We're back where we were, right? We're back where we were. They wasted a move, so did we. We probably could have had more. Ah, bollocks. Okay, maybe that's not the end of the world. This is going to hang. But how does it get protected? Like, knight e7. I mean, this is protected 4 times at the moment. We go here, it's still protected twice. We attack this pawn. If they go c4, then they protect it. Okay, but then we've got knight f5, which is kind of annoying. Yeah, they've got a protected pass pawn. Okay, so maybe knight a5 is the move, because that prevents c4. It doesn't attack the pawn. Okay, it kind of prevents it being defended. They could go b3 in that position. Not a fan of that. Okay, knight d7, c4, knight f5. We might get into d4. We're going to have to do it, unfortunately. Okay, this didn't go well, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's just a protected pass pawn on d5. On the scale of bad things, that's, you know, pretty heinous. Alright, not worried about this, because then these doubled d pawns don't leave a good impression. This knight's probably better than this one, so knight f5 is kind of good, and then I wouldn't mind bringing that in. So let's go. Is this a problem? Don't think so. We'll take this guy. I mean, this is a disaster that we've allowed this. It's really bad. Disaster. And we're going to be struggling now, groveling for the rest of the game. Trying to turn this position into something that isn't horrendous. Alright, knight e4, attacking this guy, which was the pride and joy of our position. It's now just a nuisance. What can we do? We could just give it up and try and get going on the g-file. Somehow I think that's not the way. We could go queen e7. This is an interesting move, because if they take, we can take back here. And then we put pressure on the c4 pawn. They'd have to play b3, and then this bishop looks terrible. I'm going to go for that. See a strange situation where they take this, we take that, they take this, we take here, and we've got this weird pawn structure and what looks like a wobbly king, but maybe we just get our rook to g6 in time. Looks not good. Or maybe not even to g6, but to the g file. King h8 and king g8. Okay, so they've gone b3, yeah, which was expected. Now this bishop looks a bit stupid. Looks a bit silly. We're going to go rook g8, and what that's going to do is attack the h3 pawn. So they're going to have to play a king move, or maybe a queen f3. And then, you know, maybe we can just do rook g6 or rook g7, rook a g8, and, you know, make something out of this game. This is a nuisance. It's a protected pass pawn. It means we're probably going to lose all pawn endgames. Even worse than that, it's a protected extra pass pawn. F4, you maverick. Okay, we just about hold on here. Because e5 is protected. Looks a bit shaky, but if they take it, we can probably go bishop h3. Oh, they have done. Did they miss bishop h3? What have they got up their sleeve? That's an annoying move, because if you want to take here, but then you get hit with rook takes g2, and we're taking over. So what can you do with that? You could try to advance and kind of bust things up. But bishop takes h3 looks problematic. Queen f3 is not going to defend. You can't defend this pawn with the queen. You can't defend it with the king. How do you defend this pawn? I don't think you can. This bishop on c2 locked behind d3. Hey, maybe this is working. Let's see what Ipili 2145 has got up their sleeve. Oh, keep whacking the mic stand. Where does Ipili keep his armies? No, it's not up his sleeve, no, it's locked behind a pawn on d3. That's where he keeps it. Not recommended. Well, we might turn this one around, you know. Swindle. Bit of a swindle. Not looking like a patzer now, are we? I mean, maybe we are. Okay. Rook e2. Yeah, that's the move. But there's an interesting idea, isn't there? We could sack the bish so that we can take and play rook g1, g8 check, which hits the king. I think we should just go ahead and take that here. Can we do it with the queen? I mean, I know that looks stupid. Decoying the rook away. No, I don't think we can. Hang on, let's just weigh this up, because it might just be winning. It might just be winning, like bishop takes, rook takes, king takes, rook g1 check, king moves, and queen d4. e5, sorry. Where does the king move to? I guess you move to f2, so you can try and, you know, clear the first rank. Then we'll take on e5, and we'll be threatening queen g3, which would be a problem. We should try and calculate that position, actually. After king takes, where's the king going to go? You're not going to go at the edge. And this bishop is so slow to get into the game. We are going to effectively be piece up, and the king's so wobbly. Like, it must be good. I guess the question is it any better than just taking this and trying to... So, yeah, because then they can defend this pawn again. They can play king h2, which hits the bishop. Should we calculate, or should we just play it? What will we do? Oh, hang on, there's bishop g4. Bishop d4 wins a clean exchange. And then we've got queen takes d4, and we are miles ahead in that position. Okay, so I think bishop takes g2 is probably winning. It might be even better than bishop g4. Okay, so I think we've definitely got a good continuation here. Is there anything that they can do that's amazing after this? The trouble with that is that you hang the whole rook. So that doesn't work. Okay, takes. Okay, I'm starting to like bishop g4 more. It just looks simpler. But then they've still got this passed pawn, you know. It might not be better. I'm gonna have to keep track of that the whole time. Okay, what's gonna happen? We're gonna go there. Don't really have a useful move. Ah, there's this. Wow. Okay, there's that. That's a move. Okay, if we take here, it's not a move. Okay, so maybe we should just take. I mean, that's not that good anyway, is it? We just play Queen D7. Yeah, Bishop G4. D6, Queen D7. Okay, and then I think we're going to capture this and we'll pick that up. Okay, so now I'm not worried about that. Worried about it in this line? I don't think so. So what's better? Bishop takes G2. Rook takes. Rook takes. Okay, everything gets traded on G2. We have a rook on G8. They play King F2 and we take on D4. We're threatening Queen E3. I mean, it's horrendous. Queen E3. If they play Queen E1, we've got Queen G3. They're going to go here. And then we've got Rook E8 winning the Queen. Oh, it's so hard to tell what's better. Instinct is saying that this is a better move. So let's just do it. Is there anything... If we go here, and they go there, and we go here... that's different then. Then they might have Queen F3, so let's just play Bishop G4. Was it worth spending 5 minutes on that decision? No, they played this. Yeah, but as I said, the problem with this is that the bishop lives. Okay, yeah, great. Now we can just try and trade queens. Maybe this position isn't that much better because they've got a protected pass pawn. No, this bishop's going to take a while to get into the game. D3 is going to be weak. So maybe we're alright. King F2 probably has to be played. Okay, no. Apparently not. Alright. I like this one. Or maybe this one. Oof. The problem with this is they'll just push. We'll go here, they'll push again, we'll go there, we'll win the pawn. It's not a problem, is it? So let's do it. Unless this gets through as well. Oh goodness, I think we've lost this. Should have gone for the aggressive alternative. I think this is a big problem. C5. Okay, we've got to defend that pawn. We've got no choice. Still a big problem. Too slow. This rook is passive. These pawns are going to be absolute monsters. So... okay, let's do it like this. We really made a hash of that. Can they defend this pawn now? Only with rook f2. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, now at least this pawn can't advance. Okay, we've got... I don't really want to do that. Maybe we can try this. Maybe we're actually better. Maybe we just bring the king in. Yeah, maybe we just bring the king. Difficult. Bishop attacked our rook. Okay, so we probably want to go here. Bring the king. This is not really a problem. Okay, now we just bring the king. Now what? He's flexing. Let's do a bit of this. Yeah, thought so. Okay, so we can't intrude here. Maybe we can... they want to push, so we've got to prevent that actually. How do we do that? Oh, we're in big trouble here. Alright, I don't see any recourse whatsoever. I think we've lost. Just going to push these pawns, and yep, we're going to have to say goodbye to everything that we worked so hard for. Okay. Gotta go back and check that out, because that was horrendous. Okay, so around a bit further forward here, bishop g2 top move, rook g6, bishop d4 also okay. Okay, that wasn't the move, so instead rook g5 is called for, apparently. Okay, fair enough. A bit gutted to lose that one. Okay, 2-1. Maybe we can square it up before the halftime break. Getting some good positions though. Bishop g2. Just need to be more, you know, full throttle. A bit more aggressive. But well played. Okay. Contestant's a bit thin on the ground this evening. Lichess taking its sweet time to pair me up, but there we go. There's the sound. All right. We've got an e-Ghost. E-Ghost. What did you do? E-Ghost. What's that? Just having his 25 seconds of meditation before playing. No first move. I wonder what happens when you do that, you know. Maybe you just like super low concentration span, you know, like press new game and then be like, oh yeah. What shall I have for dinner? For 25 seconds. Alright, here we go. We're in a Sicilian. Knight f3. Open Sicilian. Love the open Sicilians. d6, d4. ed. Knight takes d4. Alright, what's it to be? Could be a dragon. Could be a Najdorf. It's a dragon. Bishop e3. Austrian attack. No knight g4 yet. We've got bishop b5 check. Still it wouldn't work, but if we play queen d2, then knight g4 is a thing. So f3. Castles. Queen d2. Probably knight c6. We're going to castle long, and then they choose d5. Okay, so here we're going to try this out. We take on c6, and then this pawn is pinned. It's also attacked like 4 times and only defended 3 times. So you might ask, why don't we capture it? But that's what they wanted. If we go in and capture and trade everything, then they just end up with excellent bishops, brilliant rooks, and all the open files against our king. So we don't want to do that. Play bishop c4. Oh no, my bishop. But we win in exchange. So e6 is an idea, and then maybe we can start picking off the pawn. Well, no, actually e6 would defend it, right? Then we have to think. Maybe we would drop the bishop back. Complex position. Queen c7 I think just hangs the thing. The pawn. Rook b8 is a kind of a classy move. You know, just giving the pawn up. I feel like we can take the pawn in that position as well. But yeah, see what opponent comes up with. bishop b7. That's like, I think that's probably the main move. Now do we play bishop b3 and try and get in? I think we should. I mean, by the way, this uncovers a second defense of the queen. This move, bishop b7. So this is now a threat. Our bishop is now attacked. I think we either have to capture or retreat. I think we retreat here. Now, they can just capture here and keep going. So why did we allow that? There must be a reason why we allowed that. Wow, e5. That's insane. I mean, this thing's attacked 5 times. It's defended 4 times. Surely we can just win this pawn now. I'm sure we can win that pawn. e5. It's blocked the bishop off momentarily, which doesn't seem like much, but in a sort of uber tactical opening like this, probably counts for quite a bit. Knight takes. Threatening to pick up off on f6. Pick up the knight on f6 and just liquidate. Can't see an alternative to that. Like, show me. Is it really bad? Knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. I mean, we just trade everything on d5. What have you got? What do you got? Let's go. Probably they'll trade the knights and that's it. Is this a thing? Nope. Stream beats. Harris Heller. Thank you, Harris, if you're watching. All right. What did we do wrong? Maybe we didn't do anything wrong. I mean, we grabbed a pawn. I wasn't expecting that. What's that? Okay, probably wants to attack like so. What should we do about that? I feel like there must be a way out of this. What about this? Oh, hang on. What about that? What about this? Just say, okay. Where's your queen going? Maybe the queen will go all the way over here. I think we either attack their queen or we move ours. Quite like attacking this queen somehow, but maybe that leaves this pawn weak. Which pawn will we rather have weak? This one or this one? Probably this one. Kind of easier to defend. We could put our queen somewhere safe. d5. Invite a trade of queens while isolating our own pawn. Probably not the best idea. This queen has got no mobility really in this queenside region, so I don't think we need to panic. On this square here, we protect the pawn. Why do I want to move my queen? Because I think rook fd8 is a threat. No, it's not really even a threat, is it? Why don't we just play king b1? Guess the threat then is to trade rooks and take on h2. So maybe that is a threat. All right, so what about this? I mean, it also defends this square, so you know, maybe that works. Okay. Then if rook fd8, we've got the option of trading queens and taking this pawn, which seems super greedy. But you know, it's a pawn. Second pawn. So maybe it's okay. I don't know. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I mean, now we can go g3 and f4. And g3, there's queen f6. But then there's bishop d4, but then this queen takes f... Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, queen takes, rook takes. We're all good there. Okay, so maybe g3 is a good idea. And if they don't go to f6, then we can play f4. They're going to go f5. They've got a protected passed pawn, but their queen is... Oh, the king is way open. If we take this, it's queen takes. Maybe that's okay as well. Then they get a passer, but... Maybe that's better. Maybe that's simply better. Okay, but I'm not convinced. Honestly. Not convinced. Okay, expected, then bishop d4. And I think they've got queen f3. Yeah, but then we take their bishop, and that's not good. Surely not good. I missed queen f3. That's kind of annoying. Okay, I don't think we've got much choice. Let's go into that. At the end of the line, we've got queen e5, and that is going to be... surely we can win this pawn. They'll have to play f5, but they won't be able to. It'd be too much weakening of the king. Okay, so queen f3. Bishop takes g7. Anything else? Moves like this are possible. Yeah, maybe that's a good call. Just while they've got no queen e3 check. Okay, so improve the rook. Where's a queen go even? Maybe here. Somehow I don't think it's going to work. Okay. Oh shit. Oh no, it's open. Ooh, for a moment I thought it was bishop d4, but we just take their queen. We don't take their bishop and hang our rook. All right. Oh well, viewership, how are you? Wednesday night, stream beats, bit of full ball vision. Okay, so this position's kind of interesting. It's dynamic. They've got a kingside majority, 4 against 2. We've got a queenside majority, which is 3 against 1. Ooh, over here. So our c pawn is like a great pawn to push, but unfortunately king is behind it, so that's kind of going to make it difficult to push this majority. But our opponent has the same problem. Their king is behind their majority. We were a clear pawn up. We gave it back, and this pawn looks dangerous, honestly. So maybe... Okay, that was not a good idea from our opponent. I mean, we could take on g7 and hang our queen, but now their kingside pawns are just a total mess. And I think they're just dropping, right? I think they're dropping. So bishop g7 could be played. What about just the immediate rook f5? How do you save this? Don't think you can. This trade looks good for us. Prevents f5, which is the natural way to defend this guy. So I like rook f5. Good move. Looks good. We could trade, but this seems to help them because the king then is gonna advance, become active. What if they don't take this bishop but they attack it again? I don't think that's a problem because we'll happily go into an ending with one rook and pick off the h5 pawn. I think that's good. Okay, so I'll let rook f5. Are there any other moves while we're here? Nah, rook f5. Light square, dark square bishop. Easy choice. Incidentally, rook g5 might be a threat there. f6 looks a bit loose, but maybe it... Yeah, I don't think you want to do that. Oh, missed that. Okay, but maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay that we kept our dark square bishop. King b1. This h5 pawn is gone. Now c3 against an attack. Looks good. We can double our rooks, excuse me, on the f file against the f7 pawn, which will keep this rook tied down to passive defense. Okay. Yeah, I think c3. I honestly think c3. This bishop's a monster. And this minority attack is a bit slow, I'd say. All right, we've got a good chance here. We've got a good chance of converting this. Yeah, it takes. Okay, they are gonna annoy us a little bit, but it'd be an ending with a single pair of rooks, and I think. So what's gonna happen? Takes. We're gonna take here. They're gonna take us. We're gonna take here, and they're gonna try and defend this pawn. If they do that. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. Okay, let's just take it. So they're going to leave us with an isolated pawn. Whether we want to trade a pair of rooks in the process is up to us. I guess what will happen is bishop d4. If we play rook d4 and they go rook d4 like this, they'll come in and attack the pawn and we can't defend it, which is annoying. So we should probably go like this. We still can't really defend it if they go, well, not like that, but like this. But we can actually defend it, yeah, because we'll end up with a rook on d5. Clever move. Okay, this is getting difficult. I think they've kind of gotten a really good version of this ending. Okay, if we go here and drop back like this, we might win this pawn. They'll have to play rook d6. But then, yeah. I think rook d6 is what they'll try. Oh no, but then we take this guy. Sorry. It was a good idea. All right, cool. Okay, now we can play this. Or this, in fact. This is good. Cracking. So if they advance, we'll just, yeah, what's it called? Moving downstairs? It's not quite moving downstairs, but just don't give them time. Yeah, I guess we gave them time. All right, but okay, interesting, because if they trade rooks to take this off, we've got rook e7 at the end of the line, and we're 2 pawns up in that ending. And so this must be good. Okay, I guess here we go there, so we're all good. This would be an option. Then the question will be who's quicker. But now I think we've got this, and we can play rook a3. To defend g3. Okay, so we managed to get into an endgame with two extra pawns, which is pretty decent. All right, we should be able to find a way to win this. And what if we just shove the b pawn? I mean, then they'll have this move. I don't like that very much. So. What about this? That's a cheeky move. I think that's the move. The reason it's cheeky is that if they try and win this pawn, we're going to skewer them. And we also bring our rook to the back rank. So now we can just go ahead and push. Maybe we want to push this pawn, actually. Yeah, I think we want to do that. Okay, so this is not hanging because there's rook g8. And we are going to push, and then just move our rook out of the way. Okay, so now we've got this move, which I quite like. Now this rook is tied down to a sort of dysfunctional attack. This pawn is just running to a protected queen in square, and I don't think we've got anything to worry about. Okay, and this is it too slow? I mean, there's even situations where we go here at 7, we go here, and we just let them have the rook because the pawn cannot be stopped. So let's just do that. King f7, a6, king takes g8, a7. Okay, so now they're trying to get the rook to a1, so we can just stop them. King a2 prevents rook a1. And yeah, just gonna push. All right, so maybe we got out of the first session 2-all, mini session. So let's snooker. We play 8 frames. Finesse? I mean, it's kind of unnecessary. We can probably just save the rook and still queen the pawn. Can we? I mean, like so. How will they defend that? We go here, we go there, they'll come here. So they will actually, for a moment... No, they won't, because then we'll go here. And that's an even better ending. So maybe this is just a stronger move. They can take this, so... Okay, so if I go here, they take us, we go here, they take this pawn. It does protect the pawn. No, it doesn't. Okay, we can give them a check. Yeah, I think this is just stronger, so I'm going to go for that. If they come back and try... Okay, well... Don't think there's any way of... Oh... Shit. That's annoying. I missed that there's a fork here after I push the pawn. But now there's a skewer. Oh, Jesus. Okay, it's okay. We should protect the pawn with the king, and yeah, it's fine. Maybe the rook sack was better, but this is okay. Okay, this is not a move that we can do. Yeah, but this is now. So they're going to advance. And they're 2 moves behind parity. King b6. Yeah, king b6. Okay, so we're going to win the rook. The question is, can we stop this pawn? And I think the answer is yes. Okay, this is okay, because our rook's protected against this capture. So now we should bring the king back, because our only problem is to stop this pawn. Our rook's defended. Next we're going to play a8 queen. We're going to win the rook, and that's game over. All right, I think we kind of made a bit of a hash of that ending, but we got to a good ending. All right, it's time to replenish the glass. High time, overtime. Yeah, so we'll see you in 5 minutes for the second session. All right, see you in a bit. All right, we're back. Oh, look at that change in lighting. Just a bit of a different hue, isn't it? Well, I'm shocked. I am honestly shocked. We've had some complaints. Can you believe it? From viewers. Apparently. Some people are unimpressed with the music. I won't tell you what they said. It's not repeatable. Sorry, Harris. I apologise. But maybe it's something we should take on board. You know. Maybe if my media team would actually pull their feet, we could do something about it. But as it stands, we've got stream beats. Maybe we'll make it for next time. Maybe we need some of our musician viewers, of which there are several, to contribute. If not some music, maybe just some ideas. Alright, recognise this from game 3. I think it was game 3, yeah. Okay, let's see what happens. I'm going to castle. I think they play c3. We're going to play d5 straight away. In that last game they played Rookie 1. Is it the same? No, this is Musamnandi. 2260. Big scalp. Big scalp here. Okay, so we played d6. They played h3 in the last game. We played knight a5. Which didn't win the bishop, but did allow us to play a6, b5, c5, and so on. Okay, so because there's no c3, because they haven't played c3, this will now actually pick up this bishop, because, you know, this route will take the bishop to b3, not to c2, where it can be picked up. So that's good. We'll let our esteemed opponent have a think. Bishop b3. Okay, so if we capture, they'll probably take back with a knight. Or the pawn, either looks good. But still, we get the bishop pair. So what should we do? c5 maybe? We want d5, always. c5, queen c7, or maybe rook e8. c5, because the knight might want to bring it back, in all honesty, but that's okay. Okay, maybe we should play for d5. Right, c5. Let's go c5. Leaves us with a backwards d6 pawn. But we're going to push it to d5. Sponsoring the stream this week, Oh Brother Brewery. If you're in town, you can find them in all major high streets. You know what my favourite thing about them is? Cheap. No, I'm joking. They've got this like cubist artwork. You can see I'm a real connoisseur. I always judge a book by its cover. Good advice. Right, what's this knight doing here? It's attacking this. Okay, but it's defended. I'm not sure about this knight. Like, what's it doing? If we trade, which is going to open this up, we can play... Okay, then they'll occupy the a5 square. Which is kind of annoying, so we probably don't want that. Okay, so what if we do this and then get our knight or queen out of here? No, I don't like that either. We could play knight c6 and then we're threatening b5, and I think that's probably what we should do. That feels good. That feels like it makes sense. Never move a piece twice in the opening and all that. Yeah, but we got c5 in. Right, we couldn't have done that with a knight in c6 because our pawn was back here on c7. So, I'm happy with that. Going to negotiate the mic stand. And if you're asking, or if you're thinking, is that a milk stout you're drinking? It is. b5. Now the knight's going to have to go back and kind of, we just expanded for free, I feel. Are there any big hops with this knight? I don't think so. We're low on time, so we should play. And we can even play a5 and get a4 in, which looks kind of cool, actually. But why not? Why not play that way? It's not what we had in mind to start with, but expand. Maybe knight d5 is the plan. Yeah, okay, but that's still alright. They're going to take back like this, bishop e7, and or maybe we just let them take on e7. Bishop d5 looks annoying. What if we allow them to take like so? Yeah, drop the knight back, reroute it. This pawn looks bad. Bishop takes. I mean, maybe even rook a6 there. Like, just liberate the knight. Or maybe bishop b7, queen c7. Try play for d5. After a knight move. Or rook a6. I like rook a6, but I mean, if the bishop's coming to b7, which it probably is, maybe we should do that straight away. Okay. Queen c7 next, to defend the bishop so that our knight is free to move. And then moves like b4, a4, rook fb8. Just try and push on the queen side where we kind of feel like we've got the game going on. Alright. Queen c7 defends all of the spots, so there's kind of a threat on e5, isn't there? Because this guy can be liquidated, and then the knight can capture here. So queen c7 was where we were going anyway. And we're 2 minutes down on time. Almost. Complaints. What are you thinking? Got to take the constructive criticism. But yeah, maybe something a bit more hard-hitting, you know. You know, like, don't know. Bit Megadeth. Bit Dillinger. Yeah, bit 43% burnt. Fuck the copyright issues. Bishop e3, okay, getting fancy. I mean, not really, just a natural developing move that puts further pressure on c5. But well, we could try to reroute and get rid of this bishop, but then c5 is going to hang. So maybe this does leave us with a temporary problem. Oh no, because actually c5 is protected again. So maybe we're alright. We're alright. So what should we do? b4? Just go for it. Be like b4. Should we play b4? Or before b4? Should we play rook b8? Rook b8 or b4 before? I feel like rook b8 is the right way. Was there a threat involved? Don't think so. I think everything's kind of protected. So let's try to prepare our queen side. Sorry, there's some strange sounds coming from the residence. You know, it sounded like someone stubbed their toe. You know that kind of like wail. That's like you wail. You know it's all right. It's just so annoying. It's not a serious wail. It's kind of like, I don't know. Right. Okay. See what they're saying. They're just trying to pile up on here. If I play b4, they'll trade, and c5 will be weak. All right, but let's just not trade. If we go here, I think we've got everything just about covered because we can take back with a knight. Don't like the look of that. Or we can take back with a rook actually. I quite like the look of that. So yeah, let's go. To say we've got a shot at a scalp here, we're playing way too slow. We should be at least trying to do something. On the clock. Alright, if bishop b7, we'll take back with a rook, so they're probably not going to do that. They'll play bishop b3, but then, you know, we can play a4, and then well, we can't play b4 again because our queen is here, but maybe we can relocate our queen somehow. Maybe after a4, queen a5. Who knows? Oh, but hang on. E4 is hanging in all of these lines. Excuse me. The hiccups. Okay. Are we okay to take here? I think we are. I think all's well in the residence. All right. I don't think they'll... Maybe they have to trade bishops. We've got a weird coordination of pieces here. Like the knight's protected. You know, everything's protecting everything else. And this bishop's quite good. I mean, we seem to have landed on what it looks like a kind of decent position. In that, like, things are looking good on the queen's side. Can they whip up a kingside attack super quick? Bishop g5, trying for us to trade on g5. Induce that with the queen h5 attacking these two spots. Maybe, but probably not. Alright, I don't really want the knight here. Although, he could come back to d6, where it could land on c4. But fortunately, that would interfere with the queen's defensive e5. So maybe we just want to take with the rook. Put both our rooks on light squares. Unless we're missing something. Can the queen come into d5 and attack everything? Maybe it can. Wow. Wow. So if we go rook takes, the queen can just play queen d5, and it looks like the queen just attacks everything. We attack them, they go here, we trade. The knight takes. Yeah, they just win a pawn. Okay, so queen d5 now a bit of a threat. What can we do about that though? I guess we could go here and on queen d5 play bishop f6. And then we're kind of threatening rook d8. I think that's our only way out. If we take with the rook, queen d5, and it's hard to see how we defend. Yeah, let's see a move there. Okay, we're going to have to play this move then. Queen d5, bishop f6, rook cd1, or maybe rook ed1, and then rook d8. Yeah, queen d5, bishop f6. Just holding everything. I mean, this is an awkward bishop. This is not a good bishop. So I think our opponent did really well to exploit what was the problem with, you know, our awkward d6 pawn and this pawn structure that we've erected. At any rate, we can still try to do something with rook d8. And if we own the d-file, no, maybe we've not got a bad position. And we can somehow bring this bishop back into a better position. Maybe with just g6, bishop g7, and say the bishop's defending the king's side. No, it's not a great piece because of the pawn on e5. Okay, as expected, rook ed1. Now if we go here, I think we've got to do that. Is this a thing? No, of course it's not. Is this a thing? Well, nothing works, does it? Okay. Maybe now we just play c4. This is attacked. That's annoying. Still, can we go knight d3 now? D6 rather. I think we can. We could go knight d6. Then rook d5. And then we can take. And go here. Oh no, we can't. Our knight will be on d6. Making illegal moves. Do we have to do this? We'll get captured. Do we have to go here? Difficult. Hey, maybe queen c6, actually. Maybe queen c6 is the way. Yeah, I like queen c6. Rook d5 takes, pawn takes. I don't like it anymore. Okay, what if we do go here? I can't see a way out. I can't see a way out. Maybe that's okay. It's difficult, but we're getting outplayed. Our opponent's taken over. They're exploiting the weaknesses in our position quite well, and we're kind of struggling to defend them. And now a rook's going to land on d5. Ooh, we threatened knight e4. Didn't see that. Accidentally played a good move. I mean, it felt like the right thing to improve the knight, because it's the worst placed piece, probably. But we accidentally, on purpose, attacked e4. Meaning that rook d5 may not be a move. After knight takes, oh, we defend c5. It's just hanging on by a leaf, also known as a thread. Okay. So what are they going to do? If they have to play queen c2, we might be looking good, looking sharp, acting cool. Cheerleader here wants to help with my paper. I think we'll stop that one there. All right, knight f3 played. Oh, interesting. Defending the e4 pawn, but blocking the d file, which gives us some ideas. Oh, we should play c4, should we not? Where's the queen going to go? c2? Ah. It leaves the d4 square a little bit tender. Queen c6 now. How do you defend this? Maybe f3. Maybe queen c6 at this point. I mean, c5 is attacked. Okay, but we can play c4 with tempo, right? c6? Queen c6. Queen c6 overprotects this pawn so that... I don't know, so that what? I don't know. Putting the pressure on e4. Maybe we've got a decent position. Maybe it's okay. What we want to do desperately is open the e-file. Interesting, because we block that pass pawn excellently well, and we can play e4, which opens up our bishop. So I think we actually got a good position after this trade of queens. We've blockaded the pass pawn. We can actually play c4 as well. You know, I think that's good, because then this is just going to be weak. They can probably play c4, but they'd have to play b3 first, and we can still play c4. So maybe we just do this. Prevents this, actually. Or maybe it doesn't prevent it, but getting excited. Okay, let's go. That looks... Oh, fuck, I hung c5. Oh! That is so annoying. All right. Alright, got to recover. Alright, so the problem is that this knight's attacked, and that's the defender of this pawn, which we just pushed, which looked great. Fuck. Oh, keep handing these guys. Easy wins. Alright, here we go. Pin this guy. Next, we're going to develop our bishop. Oh, that's so disappointing to have blown that position. c4 first. Oh, okay. That's pleasant. No, it's not. Then they're going to take this. Ah, fuck off. Okay, maybe it's not the end of the world if we end up in a rook ending. Okay, but we can take this now. Cool. Okay, not that bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I mean, it's probably terrible, right? I think they're just gonna push this. Yep. Look, it just fell apart, didn't it? And that one pawn blunder. Oh well. Oh well. Yeah. A scalp too far. Yeah. Okay. Problem. Is it? King E7? Can they? Did they just lose this pawn? No, they're going to give us a check here and win the game. Okay. Nah. Well done. Okay, we persevere. Difficult game. Difficult one to take, that. Just a rancid blunder. A rancid blunder. Okay. Okay. Gotta play a bit quicker. Okay, here we go. A new game. A new game and a new track from Harris Heller. Alright, the Sicilian. Love the open Sicilian. Knight 3. We're going to play d4. What typically happens in these positions is we open the game up, which is kind of good because we've got this lead in development, but we give black the two central pawns. So they've got a center. We don't really have one, but we're kind of saying, okay, we'll give you that, but we're going to play for active pieces. Ooh, interesting. This is an interesting one. Tiger Stripes 09. Alright, so what's going on here? Unusual move. Not seen this one before. Pins the knight, which defends the pawn, which is attacked. Now, I can just play Queen F3 to defend it. I could play Knight B3 to attack the queen. I'm not sure about that. I like Queen F3. Yeah, I'm going to play Queen F3. Oh, I can't believe I hung C5. That was one of those games where you make like one mistake and the position just falls apart, like completely. It was such a important moment to just blunder the C-pawn like that. It's super disappointing. Oh well. Got to roll with the punches. Got to pick yourself up, you know. Now I understand, you know, the rage that people display, you know, like Neiman. Rage. I understand it. Of course, I'm not susceptible to it. You know what I mean? You know, I can brush it off. All right, new game. So E6. What do they want to do? Bishop E7. We should probably just castle long, right? Step out of this pin. Yeah, why not? Are we missing any options here? I don't think so. What do we want to do? We either want to push F5. I mean, it looks like we can just push F5 somehow. Knight takes F5. And you see, we're threatening E6. That looks dodgy, honestly, for our opponent. Why not? They're going to go E5? Are we worried about them going E5? Knight B3, and then there's just a hole on D5, which looks tasty. So, given that we've got Knight B3 with tempo, I quite like that. All right, we've got 3 games. We've got 3 games to try and make this, you know, get out of this session with a positive score. You know, with a 5-3. Alright, could we play knight e6? And it's the only other idea. I mean, it just looks... I mean, we take back, and it's kind of... I don't know. No, I don't believe in it. Okay, so we could play knight b3. Maybe we could attack the queen some other way. Or maybe we could do something reckless. Play knight b3. And then we can land it here on d5. Can we? They'll take this knight, which will uncover an attack on our bishop, and if we trade the bishops, they'll take back with their knight, and we lose a piece. So maybe we can't even play knight d5. Maybe we play g4, g5, try and open the g file for our rook. Maybe we can play bishop e2. Really want to jump into d5. Okay, but the logical way to do that, I guess, is to push. I don't know. They've got to play b5, bishop e7, but now e4 is just defended, so let's just see what happens, like so. Do they have that as an idea? Don't think so. We just... Oh, they could kind of play this. That might be possible. But does that help? I don't think so. Okay, b5 is expected. Bishop e7. g5. Should we play rook g1 first? Harris Heller. Okay, rook g1. What if they play g5 to try and stop everything? That's not that can't be a thing. Just get off this diagonal, I think. The bishop's going to land on b7. Then they're going to threaten b4, and the question is, are we in time with g5? Should have calculated that. All right, bishop e7. We can calculate now. If we play g5, they could play b4, but then we take and we hit their bishop. They take, and our queen isn't on d2, so we're probably okay just for that reason. g5 they take, then we take, and then they play b4. Then we can take on f6. Knight f6. Jump in here. Knight takes, pawn takes. Looks a bit weird. Maybe we could play bishop g2, and that's how we defend. But still, we can't go to d5. That's the only way to defend, because knight d5 is just going to win a piece, is it not? Looks like it is. Okay, so if they go there, then we can take knight takes, knight d5, knight takes d5, and then we go here, and well, maybe not. Maybe that's not bad. If we go bishop g2, and they go b4, and we go knight d5, okay, that doesn't work, but after bishop g2, b4, can we play bishop f6? They take, we take, they take, we check, we go king b1, they go here, and they just won a pawn, but the king ended up on e7. Okay, so what about bishop g3? We just want to play knight d5 when they play b4. That's all. Is it too much to ask? We could play bishop d3. That's the other way out. Difficult. This is a difficult position. But we should be okay with their king in the middle. Alright, what if we play g5? I think we just analysed that, didn't we? If we play g5, they'll take. We'll take with the bishop. They'll go here. Okay, then we play knight take. Bishop takes. So they'll take us. We'll go there. They'll take us. We take with the pawn. Yeah, look, we've got rook takes g7 in all of those lines. Maybe. That's why I'm stuck at this level, isn't it? Casual calculation. But you know, it's Wednesday night. That was a weird chord. Did you hear that? Weird. Harmonic exploration from Harris Heller. Bishop takes g5. Now they're going to go b4. But the important point is that in all of the lines where they play knight takes f6 in response, we've got rook takes g7 at the end of the line. Don't mind an umbrella pawn on b2 and a king on b1 after a line like takes on b2 check, king b1, king e7, because our king is kind of in good shape, and we're going to play rook g7, regain the pawn. We've got an active rook, and they've got a loose pawn. So I think that position looks okay. And I think that's what's going to occur, because I don't think they can play bishop f6, right? Because then we do jump into d5. We fork the queen and king. Sorry, the bishop and queen. And then if they give back, we'll win the bishop pair. Okay, so now knight d5. Takes and takes. Yeah, maybe that's okay. What are the other options? Move the knight elsewhere. We're going to lose this pawn, so off we go. Is there an exchange sacrifice in any world? I don't think so. So that's a pre-move. And this sort of looks okay. I mean, actually, it looks pretty good. We got the rook to g1, which is not normal. We don't normally get that. And that attacks g7. And we didn't have to give anything up for that. Ooh, apart from h2, but that can't be good. That cannot be good. Maybe even queen g3 now. Attacks the rook. King, rook h7. Okay. Oh, but this looks just tremendous. Okay, hang on. I just saw an idea there. Queen g3, rook h7. Is removing that position? f6? Bishop f6? No. Okay, rook g7. Anything else? Any advance on rook g7? There's no bishop g5 check in any of these lines. If they castle long, I feel like we've got a good shot. Okay. All right, weird center here, and this, kind of split center. Oh, fucking Nora. Well done. Oh dear. Hunger checkmate. It's going to be hard to recover from that one. Oh well. Onwards. Queen c2. I mean, fair enough. Oh well. All in a Wednesday night. That's embarrassing, isn't it? Alright, two knights. Two knights defense. Oh god. Queen c2, brilliant. Oh, same position. Okay, we had a good one in the last game, but then we blew it because we allowed bishop c5. Okay, this is weird. This is so weird. Is it that we've got loads of viewers and they all know our weakness? I say our. Look, same line. This is mental. This is mental. Okay, d6. c3, right, okay. And now we can play d5. What's the idea? Can we play d5? d5 takes, knight takes. I thought we could play d5. No, not after rook e1. We played d6, so we can't do that. Okay, that... yeah. It's the same situation as before. Okay. a6 threatens knight a5 at least. Probably bishop b3. Yeah, well done. Okay, b5, we'll play bishop b7, knight e5, c5, knight back to c6, and see what that brings us. They'll probably go knight f1, knight g3. Oh god, queen takes c2, mate. Wow. Interesting. How can we hang that? Knight f1, okay. knight a5, bishop c2, c5, and maybe d4 there. I don't know. c5 makes d4 less likely. Okay, yeah, bring the knight back. They're gonna get knight in here. Is it too much to play this? I think it probably is. Though not necessarily. We don't want to allow that. That's not good. Okay, but maybe then we've got d5. We don't have to bring the bishop back here. That's ridiculous. Thoroughly ridiculous. We could play g6 and then allow this and just play rook e8 and bishop f8 to try and cover the dark squares. But I'm not sure I like that either. But maybe that's what we've got to do. I'm gonna go for that, just to prevent knight f5. I mean, we solved one problem, but we cause another. But our plan anyway was rook e8, maybe bishop f8, and that would challenge the bishop on h6. And also psychologically might, I don't know, make it feel like something's going on. All right, this is where we would normally put some Megadeth on, but unfortunately, Dave Mustaine won't let us. Doesn't allow his music to be played for free on chess streams. What a dick. Not really. Dave Mustaine, legend. Legend, of course. What a legend. You might be watching. He's a chess fan, if you knew that. Yeah. 1900 ELO. But unfortunately, the play's on chess.com, so we won't be meeting him in this life. Alright, what have we got? We've got to win the next two to get out even, which is a tall order, but, you know, maybe it can be done. Alright, so they played d4. This position's complex. d4, I think we're kind of okay with them taking here because we can take back and, you know, we're uncovering a defense over there. But if they capture, we'll have to take back with the king, and that's super weird. So maybe we need to play queen c7 to defend everything, like we did the last time we were in this position. Okay, so there we go, queen c7. We're still going to play bishop f8 because we want to trade off this dark square bishop. Knight g4 is a thing as well. You know, knight g4 is not to be sniffed at. All right, I'm kind of okay with this. And c4, prevent them playing b3 themselves. They can't play b3 anyway, so maybe we don't need to rush. Okay, knight g4. Bishop probably goes back to d2 actually, which is kind of a nuisance. It's not a nice spot to go to. So I'm going to go for that. I don't see a problem with it at the moment. Let's go. Guess I could go bishop g5. Big tune. Listen to them pad sounds. Bishop d2 played. So bishop g5. I thought that was maybe a better idea. Knight c4 now. Just continuing to harass this bishop and moving my knight into a better spot. We might be able to do something. I don't know. Is the knight good on c4? I mean, it's not bad. Bishop c1 is pretty annoying to have to do. To be reduced to. And maybe we really should just reroute this bishop and try play it rook f8, back and f5, and just try to reassess or reimagine what this position has, because it doesn't have anything right now. Queen a5, to play b3, we could take this, which would attack this rook, which is interesting. They take, we go here, they've got no discoveries because it's the queen. So queen a5 will be interesting. It's kind of, because it secures this knight here somehow, so maybe we should go for that. b3. We take here, attacking this. If they take us, we take their rook. Looks a bit dodgy, but there's no discoveries. And they could play bishop b3, and our queen is kind of trapped. Greedy. Is it though? Because the queen can get back to c3, so it's not really trapped. I think it's worth persevering with this idea. One thing to point out is that there are discoveries. Discovery. So maybe we want this first. b3 is kind of annoying. Knight back to a5. Okay, if we go here, are there any discoveries which can't be met with bishop c1? The only one which is could be a problem is this. All right, let's just go for it. Well, that stout went down quickly. Can we run to the fridge? We've probably got enough time. As expected, we just have time. All right, knight d2. Interesting. Ah, okay, that was one discovery. One discovery. Knight f2 is it attack the queen. King takes. Don't think so. Looks rough. Okay, this knight is attacked. That knight is attacked. We take this. They get the bishop back out, and that's not what we wanted. Yeah, but maybe that's not that bad. Having a pawn on c4, honestly. Yeah, maybe it's not that bad. Okay, bishop here. Bishop b3, knight b3 I don't mind. We'll trot back. Probably d8. Because c7's got no life. And if they trade, we'll take back on c4. And that pawn, I mean, maybe it gets attacked with like queen e2 and stuff. Yeah, maybe this is not looking good. Alright. Well, we've got no choice. We're going to take back on c4. f4 is the idea. That's bonkers. Can you really do that? Saying, look, this c5, c4 thing isn't allowing me to get to that diagonal. Okay. Intriguing. Are we worried about that? Not really. We'll take back with a knight. Worried about this, maybe. That kind of looks annoying. That looks like something we should try to avoid. But really, I mean, what happens? They take here, we take back. We'll play king g7 and rook h8. So maybe it's not so bad. Maybe we should just go ahead and go here. Which is going to be super annoying. Glue this bishop. Are we underestimating this? It does attack our knight. That's annoying. Annoying it is. Difficult, yeah. I think we made some bad choices. Okay, so if they go here, we'd have to go back. Takes, and still, I mean, the same idea might work. So rook b8. They're going to play f5. We'll go knight f6. Kind of interesting pawn structure. It It'd be interesting if all the pieces came off and then we got into a pawn ending. Actually, we'd probably just be worse there. Or maybe we wouldn't, because this pawn would be hard to attack by a king. And if b3 was ever played, we trade it off. So I don't know. Maybe we should be trying to get to a pawn ending to not lose this one. h3. That's not the move I expected, which is never a good sign. It's not always a bad sign. Okay, I think we've got to go back here. If we go to h6, then f5, sorry, will unleash the bish. So, knight f6, the juicer. Oh, bollocks. This does not look good. Maybe knight d7, right? Maybe just knight d7. If they take this, we take that. If they come forward, we take. They take. Just everything opens up. If we take here, we've got constant problem. This bishop's terrible. Maybe this is bad, but maybe it gives us a chance. So I'm gonna have to go for it. What if they advance after knight d7? So they play takes. We have to take. They go here. Then we go knight f6, and we do attack this pawn. Okay, knight d7. Not looking good. Es sieht nicht so gut aus. Oh, what can you do? It's a Wednesday night. It's been a hot day. Complaints about the music. That won't be a thing next week because I'll have sacked my media team. Hastily recruited some hot young whippersnappers. And it'll be a brand new playlist of AI generated ambient tribal beats. Okay, we gambited a pawn. We gave away a pawn and gave them an enormous center with some bizarre hope that we can break it down with piece play. Doesn't look likely. They've got terrific bishops, right? These bishops are just brilliant. Once this pawn advances, this bishop's a monster. Untouchable. The only drawback I can see is that this b2 pawn is going to be weak, so they might have to slowly play rook b1 before they can bring this bishop into the game. And that will allow queen a2, so maybe there's a thread of hope, but it looks like we might be going 5-2 down. Okay. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all fun and games. We're here for the fun. For the giggles. Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. Right. Oh, but now we've got bishop d6, so I thought that was okay. Alright. I mean, how do you deal with hanging pawns? You put the bishop on the square. Or you try and cover the squares in front of them. Okay, so, oh, but now there's knight take. There's now knight e5. What's the idea? I think we should play knight e5. I don't see a reason not to. They must have thought that through, so what we got wrong? I don't know, we need to blockade this pawn. So let's do it. I kind of feel like that was a terrible move, and somehow we're stepping into some fresh devilry. Devilment. Alright. Doesn't seem so. Here's fun. Queen c7. They're going to play bishop f4. Knight d3 picks up the bishop pair with a strong bishop. Knight d3 is a threat. In fact, knight d3 was a threat in the previous position, but now it's worse. Now it's much worse because on knight d3, if they take with the bishop, we've got bishop g3 intermezzo. skewer. And we're also picking up the d3 bishop. So knight d3 now becomes a big threat. And it's a fork. So how do you get out of it? Probably a way out. Rook d1. Same problem though. Same problem on rook d1, knight d3. So maybe you need to move the queen. I mean, is it just that this attacks a rook is good enough? This would be kind of cool if it comes off. Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Anyway, any suggestions? Any suggestions for improvements? Any challenges? Just get in touch. We'll feature you on the stream next week, next Tuesday, or maybe Wednesday. Indecisive. Unorganized. Chaotic. Just like the chess. Look at this chaos. Double pawns on the c-file, huge center, but what imbalance? Yeah? Now then, hang about. Knight d3, they're going to take, we attack the knight, and then we've got this. So we say, we're going to win the bishop pair, and we're going to have a protected pass pawn on d3, which looks good. Question is there anything better? Oh, as well. Once we go here and they take, my computer's RAM is running out. We hit the knight, and once the knight moves, we've got bishop g3, which is a skewer, picks up an exchange. So, in the absence of any other good ideas, let's just play knight d3. Even though we pick up material, we should note that we are material down, and that the piece that we're going to give up is probably the best piece on the board. There are sounds coming from the residence. Now, knight f4 doesn't work, obviously, because it's covered twice. Control of the dark squares. Bishop f4 doesn't work. We take the knight. We just want a piece. Okay, we're a piece up. Of course, we don't play bishop takes bishop on f4 because they'll take back with the knight and that piece is attacked. So we just pick up a piece. Were they hoping for e5? Because we'll just take it. Okay. Now we need to be careful because this could cause us some problems in some world. All right, we need to try and win this position. How are we going to do that? Queen d4? That's how we're going to do it. Queen d4, bishop b7. We're going to take on e4. d5, sorry. Why? Because there's a pin on the e4 pawn. Okay, threatening mate. Or threatening an attack. Now if we defend like this, they're going to go here, which is a bit annoying. So maybe we should defend like this. But that guy attacks here, so... Can we go like this? I mean, we can just take it, can't we, if they go there. So let's play rook e7. So now we're well, we're not threatening that, are we? That wasn't clever. Still, bishop b7's a move that we could play. We still can play it. Is it a good idea? Yeah, let's do it. I think we're threatening this. I don't think there's a clever way out. If we manage to turn this around. They've got 2 pawns for the piece, and those 2 pawns are very good. But, I mean, they are kind of hanging pawns. Okay, we could take this. They take that. Don't like the look of that. So let's just play rook f8. And attack the e4 pawn. If they go back rook d6, then we can play this, I think. Yeah, because they take... If they take us, we'll just take on d6. Arrows. Can't draw arrows. Okay, so what do you do now as white? This is attacked, and it's attacked twice, so you've got to defend it with a rook. But now they've walked into bishop d5, I'm sure. If they don't capture the bishop, we'll just go back to e6. If they capture the bishop, we'll take here. They've got no rook takes queen takes f7, and if they trade rooks, then queens, excuse me, then fine. So do they have something aggressive? Don't think so. We are also attacking e4. We probably don't want to pick that pawn up because the bishop will end up pinned, but I mean, if we get f5 in, no, maybe we do. Okay, maybe we pulled it back. Maybe. Rafael Zadrez 10 with 1 minute left to cause some complexities. Contrafibularities? I think we can just take that and play f5. g4, surely not. We don't have to. We could just drop it back. And we can take this. Just go ahead, I think. Take e4. So rook e1, maybe f5. Okay, this rook, I mean, we can do this, I think. We can even just play queen d6, queen g7. Let's just play f5 first. Shit, we've got not many seconds left. They're going to go g4, that's the idea. Okay, this is fine now. Then we just go here now. Or actually, I think here. This bishop's a monster. Okay. All we have to worry about now is g4, but that's not really a threat, so... okay, let's go like so. On here, I think we can take back with the queen. Oof. What was that? Okay, we're all good. Oof. Okay, we pulled one back. There are no back ranks. The only thing that could happen now is like disconnect or something. Okay, well, come on. Let's do the thing. Oh. Didn't allow me to play the brilliant move. Rook h1. Okay, cool. We made one back. We made one back. That's the oh brother talking. Alright, here we go. It's a final game. It's the final game of the evening. It's been fun. We're 4-3 down. Can we make it back to parity? Let's see. e4, e5. Standard. Let's see what happens. Maybe we can just pull it back. Get out for a piece. It's like snooker, isn't it? It's like a crucible session. Theatre. Alright, the two knights defense. The two knights defense to the Italian game. Well-trodden path. d3, boring. d4, exciting. Castles, reckless. It's not really reckless. Leads to an interesting position, which we'll see what happens. Probably they play rook e1. I don't think you can play d4 there. I think it's kind of known that that's not a good idea. Rook e1, yeah. So d5. Yeah, we're going to play d5. Hang on a second. Maybe d4 was the move. Yeah, hang on, because now on bishop b5, there's bishop c5. Right, and then d4 is difficult. Oh, maybe we've got a chance here. Bishop c5. Hi, someone at the window. Water in the flowers. Bishop c5. Okay, we'll have a look at that after, because maybe the d4 was the idea. I always forget what my opponent should do. It doesn't really matter, because all that matters is that you do the right thing when they do what they do. Alright. But it's difficult now, because after d4, I think we just win a pawn. What they want to do is then get the knight off of f3 so they can play f3 themselves, which will attack my knight, which is pinned to my king. But somehow I don't think they have time. Somehow I don't think it works. And white's a pawn down, so they've got to act fast and justify this gambit, which I think is difficult. If we get out of this session for rook e2, interesting, but oh, you know what? You know what? Isn't there a one of these? E5. I got knight d4. I can castle. They can take. Bishop takes. I think if I castle, they can't play d3, right? Because I will take here, and it will be material even. Usually you don't do that because it's too many pieces. Shall I allow them to take here and here? I think so, because we've got some stuff. Queen f6, knight f3. Maybe I shouldn't allow them to take on e5. This is difficult. I should think about it. It's important. So, the line after knight takes that I don't like. Oh, no, I get time. I can castle, but then they have d3. I don't get the immediate e4. So knight takes, rook takes, king, bishop takes, king takes. Yeah, we go here, they play knight d4. Oh, there is queen f6. Ooh. Aha, they can't win the pawn. They can't win the pawn back, because it's queen f6 at the end of the line in that position. So if everything gets traded here, not in that order, and I play e4 to kick the knight, then I castle. If they take here with the knight, I take back. They can't take because queen f6 hits the king and also the piece on c6. Maybe that's important. So, you know, maybe I can take on f2. If we castle to get out of the pin, they can take this pawn. Oh, well, the pawn's defended, so they have to take on c6 first. And then queen f6. Oh, they've got d4. But then f2 is hanging in that line. So this is difficult. I mean, on queen f6, so after castles takes, knight e5, queen f6, there's knight f3. It's really difficult. Now here's another idea though. If I castle and they try and take this pawn, maybe there's just bishop a6, which kicks this rook, which is the only defender of f2. Now the only way out of that is d3. Actually, if he comes in, okay, maybe I just saw something that's worth sharing. Knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, king takes, castles. No, not castles. e4, knight d4, king, will we castle? difficult. Okay, if we castle first, then takes, knight takes. Then we trade everything here. That's what I saw. Then we've got queen h4 and there's no king f1 or g1 because there are all kinds of forks which pick up the knight. If you can't do that, then you've got to play g3. And then there's queen takes h2 and we're in. Okay, so let's castle. That took a long time, but maybe it was worth at least finding that idea. Whether it's right or not, we'll find out. Because I'd be very surprised if they do anything other than, yeah, bishop takes c6 followed by knight takes e5. Alright. Well, I didn't mean to do that, but I've done it. So my idea was that there's a fork after queen h4, queen e5. Queen h4, queen e4 or d4. Okay, so there's no king g1, there's no king f1. There's obviously no... Oh, there's king e... There's no king e1, that'd be check, and there's no king e2. So they all fail to forks, which pick up this hanging piece. So the only move you can play is g3. Well, that's still a fork, so... Okay. Oh, well, maybe we just calculated well, you know. Maybe our one viewer will appreciate that. Hello. Tune in next week. Probably be Tuesday next week. Oh, well, we had a peak viewership of 5. Oh, no. 4. All right, queen f4. Oh, there's knight f3. Okay, yeah. Didn't quite see that. So we're not picking up with a fork, but we have got, because king f1 was forced, we've allowed ourselves queen h2. So the question is, should we throw in queen f4 check to force knight f3 and then play something like bishop g4? Nah. I think we should just take on h2, honestly. Or we could even play rook e8. That would allow knight f3, which protects that. So let's just go ahead. I think that's really the justification here. Okay, and what's happened? Oh, we attack this knight. Ooh. Okay, I don't know. This seemed to work out okay, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, knight f3. Then we've got choices. We give a check. Then they're going to go. We're picking up more material. Okay, this was a really good line. I missed that after queen f4 they had knight f3, which is annoying. But I mean, sometimes the threat is enough, you know. All right, queen h1, skewer, so you've got to go king e2, but then queen takes g2, and we're attacking the knight, so you've got to go king e3 if you want to defend it. But then there's rook e8, and surely it's curtains. So you'll have to play knight g1. Yeah, you have to play knight g1. Now, maybe knight g1 is okay, but it probably isn't. All right. Anyway, what are we waiting for? I'm really surely rook e8, rook e6, rook f6 is just going to win the game. Maybe with this first, forcing d3. Yeah, maybe not. Should we do that? Probably want to play d3, don't they? So maybe we should be careful. Because we are material down, right? Our opponent has 2 minor pieces for our rook. This one. Oh, we're not material down. We've then got, 7 pawns and they got 5. So, we're a pawn up. But you always got to be careful in these positions where the imbalance is not straightforward. Or where there's an imbalance. Let's put it that way. Okay, maybe this, because f5 is protected square. If we go here, there's bishop g5 to prevent the check, which might work. There's rook g6, and they'd have to go queen. No, that's curtains. That's quite a good trap, actually. Rook e6, bishop g5, rook g6. There's queen d2, but then there's h6. But then they defend this thing. Okay, let's go here, because I don't think then there's any protection against the threat of a rook f5 check. Okay, we're at a huge time disadvantage, but if we do manage to convert this what looks like an advantage, and then we'll come out evens for the evening. Evenings, right. Rook f5, knight f3, but then, yeah, okay. Is this totally stupid? I don't know. Alright, I'm going to give a check. No, I'm not going to give a check. I'm going to play bishop d7. I'm going to play bishop d7. If the knight goes to f3, which it has done, now we're going to play bishop, rook f5. And we're going to try and follow it up with like rook e8. So if they play queen e2, that will... Ah no, that's okay. So bishop on d7 is protecting the e8 square. So we're guaranteed to get rook e8 in. If they get this bishop out, might not be so great. Okay, then what we really want is like this, I guess. That's what we want. Are we going to get that? Probably not. I feel like we should gambit. We should gambit the material here so that we can go here followed by here. Rook e6 to g6, put the pressure on g2, and maybe with that pressure we can hope that the position going to collapse. But let's see. I mean, they've got 5 extra minutes. Arnold Garcia. Arnold, good name. Good solid name. Arnold. Let's see what Arnold has in his arsenal. See what weapon he's going to pull out from his magic bag. What will it be? I was going to say it won't be queen e2. I didn't expect it to be queen d2. Let's just go here. Looks on light squares because they've got the dark square bishops. Queen d2, yeah, maybe it makes sense. Rook g6, I mean, it's pretty straightforward for me. But then, okay, bishop here is doing a good job of defending this knight. Our bishop's terrible. So how can we try to break that down? Okay, g6. Back rank mates are covered by our bishop. We've got some weird queen h7, h2 rather. Because this is pinned, and then we threaten takes, and then takes this with check. And the bishop can't take, because the queen's hanging. I mean, that seems so weird. Okay, so they've overprotected this pawn, which makes a lot of sense. Well done. Okay, and they've prevented the tactic that we just thought about. Okay, what about rook f6? Threatening takes, and takes. Rook comes in. We got bishop check. They go here, we take this. That might work. That might just work. What if they go there with a rook? Don't know, we need to get this bishop into the game somehow. Why don't we just throw the h-pawn? I mean, seems like a pretty solid idea, honestly. Let's go. Still can't get out of this pin for them. If we just throw the h-pawn, maybe, just maybe, we cover something. I guess, yeah, this knight will be hanging if they remove the defense of the g-pawn. So maybe we got summit. One thing we definitely got is a disadvantage on clock. Alright, they're trying to run off with the king. Run away. But eventually they'll get here and they'll unpin. Okay. But hang on. Yeah, okay. Honestly, I think we're kind of making a mess of this. This is no longer pinned, so if we take this, well, they can't capture it here because it's protected with a check. So they go here, if they go king d1, we're still going to get this in. And if they go rook e1, then we can take this pawn, protecting our queen, which means there's not really an attack on it. And surely then we'll be in good shape. So let's just do it. They can't capture this because we'll take the knight. And the knight's pinned. Okay, so we are threatening to win this pawn. And maybe, just maybe, we broke through there. Hopefully. You know what else we're threatening, actually? Just advance it. So if they play rook e1, maybe advancing doesn't quite work there. They have knight moves. Okay, they've gone here and attempt to defend. Right, but fortunately, we've got this now. And we'll win 2 pieces back. Right, they take either of these. We'll take this first with a check. They take us. We take them with check. Then they'll go back with the rook, which is annoying. Yeah, but we can take this, and then we'll be pinning the bishop. Oh, hang about. You know what we just missed? This was just brutal. Or maybe that was just way better. Okay, so they did go there. Is there any sense in which this is a better move? I don't think it is, so let's just go ahead and force them to play bishop takes. We're kind of lucky that this move doesn't cause us problems. Okay, so now this is okay. If they defend, then we've got this. And they have to defend somehow. However they defend, I think we've got this. Rook takes g2, so... Woo. Okay, they've given a check. They have delivered check. And... if the counter plays against the king, it's difficult, because the queen is protecting the king, or is preventing the king from being checked. Oof, that's a good move. It's a good idea. If we go here, they've got this, and that's a problem. Or is it? We can just trot straight back, actually, and we still win the bishop. So maybe we just take this. They take us, we go there, and we're gonna win that bishop. Oh, that was a hard move to play. We mess it up. Oh, they've got rook here, and we've just messed it up entirely. Oh my word. Oh well, never mind. This rook's pinned. We just hung our bishop that we worked very hard to win. So what do we do now? Now we need to... Oh dear. Now we are threatening the bishop, but the discovery against our queen. Oh, never mind. We're gonna come out 5-3 down. That was the clock. The clock, our nemesis. But well played, Arnold. Good old Arnold. Good solid name. The solidly named Arnold. Solid. Now he needs to play a solid conversion. But it shouldn't be too difficult for Arnold to convert this solidly. Right. There are problems. There are lots and lots and lots of problems. We ran out of time. We couldn't solve them. Good game. Well, where are we at? Yeah, we've got to call it a day. Oh, that's disgusting. That's utterly disgusting. This position. I mean, all we needed to do here was not hang the bishop. Any move. Bishop e6. Bishop e6 was just fine. Oh, hang on. We don't want that. Let's go back. Let's just see how winning we were. Oh, blimey. Yeah, bishop e6. Such a move. So easy to find. After the game. Okay, never mind. Well done, Arnold. I've hammered my rating there. I think we slipped under. Yeah, we did. Oh, no. No. Still at 2101. A rating doesn't really matter, you know. Doesn't matter. It's all about the fun. Oh, well. My viewership, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been another wonderful evening of full board visioning. I can envision that next week will be just as fulfilling. But until then, I'll bid you farewell. Have a great week, and we'll be back. We'll be back next Tuesday with some more exciting rapid games. Probably some more blunders. Potentially some more checkmates, but certainly a couple of pints. Guinness Zero. I think there's some commentary behind me. Alright, see you next week. Have a good one, and we'll be back with Full Board Vision the same time next week, but the day before. Alright, have a good one.